2 days ago, President William Ruto, alongside his supporters and residents, was seen walking along the streets of Nanyuki town. Now, I got so concerned about what transpired during the walk and thereafter, because as you've seen, the crowd is following William Ruto alongside politicians allied to him. We can also watch women cheering and singing praises, sharing welcoming songs to the president as he tours the mountain in his first day. The interesting bit is that it gets to a point whereby the residents, young women, men, and children, are desiring to have an handshake with the president. So they are moving towards the president to at least have an handshake with him. And this is where things get so ugly. We are now seeing a situation whereby everybody is scrambling to greet the president. Kila mtu ana struggle kufika kwenye rais yuko. Everybody is struggling to at least have a look at him at close angles. I can see people shaking his hand, some even wanting to pull his hand, some even wanting to pull the president, tingiza the president kidogo, and just to find out whether the president is an actual human being, considering his recent mannerisms of, making promises and not delivering. So I'm kind of thinking that these people are moving closer to the president to, touch him and just have a basic idea of whether this president is an actual human being or maybe is a clown or something, as you've seen. The people are desiring to at least touch the garment of this gentleman who won the elections in 2022, overcoming Raila Odinga, the man who was thought to be having the deep state behind him. People are like, let us just go and touch this guy, at least have a feeling of how it is like to stay near the president, because this feeling of staying closer to the president has always been reserved for the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah, previously Ndindi Nyoro, and the likes of Moses Kuria, Dennis Itumbi, and the rest who were in close quarters with the Kenya Kwanza administration. And this is where the president's security gets breached, because at this point, literally everybody has access to the president, and we are not so sure whatever these people might be carrying. Somebody might be carrying a weapon in his pocket, because this is a large crowd, and the likelihood that this crowd has not been screened, has not been frisked before being given access to the president is so high. Somebody could as well be carrying a stick or a log in his pocket. Now, briefly, I want to draw your attention back to 2014 when Raila Odinga was apparently enjoying a light moment somewhere in the country, and then all of a sudden somebody just came up and started whipping the former prime minister on his back. Now the video is here. Internet has never forgotten. You have a look. Now back to the head of state incident in Nanyuki. I think in some of these instances, President William Ruto is usually exposed to a number of threats that even his inner circle security may not be able to tackle in a timely and in an efficient manner. As things stand, sometimes politics demands that you interact at close quarters with the people, because how be it that you can be afraid of the very same people who elected you to office? In my opinion, I think that without proper top-of-the-ladder, actually state-of-the-art security, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces would not even last 1 week. I think that in an ordinary setup, no one, absolutely no one, should have direct access to the President without having been screened, frisked, and cleared of all manner of potential hazards to the security of the head of state, and by extension, the security of the Republic. Now, I know what you as a viewer is thinking. I've been having a closer look at comments that people have been making online. You know, there are things that have been happening abroad and people asking God why those prayers are not being answered in Kenya. You know, much as we may not like the kind of politics, the kind of policies that the president has been playing here and there in the country, in Nyanza, in Mount Kenya, in Coast, and anywhere else in the country, the president is a constitutional symbol of national unity, and it is our responsibility to ensure that the commander-in-chief, whether we agree with him or not, is safe and sound wherever he is. It's an integral part of ensuring that the national security of this country is at par with international standards. This is not the only time where the president's security was breached. Even when the president stands on the sunroofs, on tops of vehicles to address the people, the crowds are usually very hostile. I don't believe that these crowds are usually screened in the highest standards possible, but there's a belief that you cannot be afraid of the people who elected you. You cannot be afraid of the people whom you serve, especially when you are an elected leader. But African leaders and tyrants are usually very skeptical. They usually do not trust the very same people who elected them to office. We hope that the president is safe wherever he is. Please don't judge me for my comments. These are just but my opinions. It doesn't matter what the president stands for or what his ideologies are. Remember, even in the United States, the Secret Service, the body that is responsible for protecting the head of state, does not play politics. Whether the president is a Democrat or a Republican, the job of the Secret Service is to ensure that the president is safe. That is all that we want for this country. We do not want a situation whereby the president is having to expose himself to potential harassment and dangers, whether we subscribe to the policies of the Kenya Kwanza administration or not. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more informative content such as this.